What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Boogie. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If you celebrate, you know, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you guys for supporting your boy, supporting the channel, and road to 10,000 subscribers. That's my goal before the end of 2025. We have one more month to go, so hopefully I can get that. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video. All right, let me just make sure you guys can hear me. Like I told you guys I'm gonna be here today, so I'm just gonna um, go through a few videos with you guys. You see the title? It's crazy out here, but those are the dating streets. So let me just make sure you guys can hear me, and once I confirm you guys can hear me, then we can get started. Okay, just give me 1 second. But as you're coming in, like the video. Um, Once you like the video, then whoever's out there having turkey can come and join us so that we can cook together. All right. So let me make sure all the technicalities are good and you guys can hear me. And then we can get started. Okay. All right. The sound seems good. The volume is fine. So let's get started. Like the videos are coming in as you're enjoying your turkey. Let's get some entertainment. Let's see what this dating shit is all about, and let's see if you guys gonna find the love of your life after you have your turkey today. All right, let's go.
A understanding of how we're responded to in these conversations, just look at what they're.
Do you understand the chat on YouTube is faceless and anybody can say anything?
I'm just saying.
I'm not looking at the chat.
I'm just saying. If you wanna observe how people respond to real conversations about real world situations and real people, look at what they say to us.
I think you don't get a realistic view of how real people respond in real situations via the internet. I think you get the strong people on the internet, like Pretty said, who can be faceless and say whatever they want to say. But in the real world, people don't respond like that. People aren't automatically upset, up in a roar because your man didn't do exactly what you wanted him to do, or vice versa. Like, there are real conversations and people are sitting down and they're suggesting things. People think it over and come back with an answer, and you go along with that answer, whatever they decide based off of their reasoning. I think that's reality. And unfortunately, because of social media and the internet and everything, none of us live in reality anymore. We're all geared on this conversation that people have on social media, which is, highly pushed so that a certain narrative can be out there as that's what society goes by. Clearly, we don't. Right? Because even as Trev stated, most average women date average men. So we're dating the man who makes $40,000 for that.
You date in proximity of your surroundings. So normally people date within the people that they hang out with in their circles. The dude at Amazon probably date the girl at Amazon. So like, why are we even having these weird conversations? And it's kind of like, I think Pretty said it earlier, like, you can't base this panel on your personal experiences or the people that you deal with in your small community, because in reality, I know a lot of women, and ain't none of my friends like, oh, I ain't talking to him because he work at Amazon. Like, ain't nobody said that to me, right?
That's a lie. They say that, and those who don't say it believe it. Because I'm tired of people talking about get off social media, go to the real world. The real world, people have smartphones. The people in the real world who have smartphones, they have Instagram, they have dating apps, they have Facebook, they have TikTok. They may not say nothing, right? But they see what's going on, and they also believe some of the things on social media, right? Because if we were saying that most women are dating the normal guys, okay, does that happen? Sure. But do those average women who date average men also want the top high, the richest guys, the tallest guys? Yes. The only reason they would date the average guy is because they can't get the guy who's up here.
They got a job. You know what I mean? Like, you go to work every day. That's it. Anything. And then we also live in a society where whatever I have, you can have it too, baby. I don't really,
That's
it
not
ain't
true.
even really like that. You know what I'm saying? Women ain't out here like, oh my God, he only makes 50,000. I was tired of shit. Now we at 200,000.
We finna move.
What are we talking about?
These women are
My
lying.
daughter's school
Get
tuition
out here and make it happen.
$10,000. Like, and then it's like we do genuinely want to date for love. So these
No, you
weird
don't.
conversations that we have, and it's like the man at Amazon that make 56,000, he just ain't really trying to holler at us. He didn't.
Because y'all have been telling men not to talk to you. Y'all have been saying men are stalking you. Y'all have been saying men should stop approaching you. Y'all have been saying when you go out, men shouldn't come to talk to you because you're out here with your homegirls having a good time. You're not out here to look for men. You've been telling men for years. It didn't just start yesterday. And then other men see how other men are literally, crucified, because as soon as a man approaches a woman, she pulls out her TikTok and then shames him. Oh, look at him, he was approaching me. Oh my God. Like, men see those things. So only a foolish man would just randomly approach a woman in public and hoping for the best.
He's jumping in and out of bed. He don't know how to commit. He don't know how to be a family man. He don't know how to be a husband. He's running around sleeping with everybody at Amazon. So I feel like we have to look at it both ways. It ain't just women like, oh, I don't want him because he makes 56,000. Where is that coming from?
From women? Oh my God, women say those things, and the women who don't say it believe it too. Because if you give them a chance, okay, this guy makes 50,000, this guy makes 200,000. Who are you going to choose? They're going to choose the guy who makes $200,000. They're not even going to look at the guy who makes $50,000. If that was the case, if these women are claiming women want to date average guys, all average men would have women. They wouldn't be struggling to get dates, right?
Isn't one too many?
No. Where is that coming from?
From women.
Like who's saying that?
Women.
I'll just say, isn't one too many?
Because you date in proximity. The girl at Amazon ain't saying she ain't gonna talk to the men at Amazon. That's all.
Then all those men would have women, but they don't. Oh my! These women, I can't believe they're lying on such.
They the men at Amazon aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing to get them women.
The people in the chat, I sometimes look at the chat or I look at the comments on videos because these are the people who when they listen to us talk, we're not going to be able to change each other's minds. Like me talking to Aisha or Ty or JR or Marcus, we're not going to be able to change each other's minds as we're having our conversations because each one of us is bringing our perspective and we're bringing it hard. We're not really open to getting our mind changed on the panel. When we talk, it's mostly for the audience to make a decision on what they see from different perspectives on the panel. They make their decisions a lot of times looking at what we're saying and hearing us out. I always felt that when you're on a panel, you can't change the person that you're talking to, but the audience is making their own decisions and having their own viewpoints sometimes changed or reflected through us. The other thing was when you talk about the man who was at the Amazon, these are like, and we call it in Arabic, we call it like the steady train. This is the man who is like steady. He is who he is. He wakes up every day. You know who he is. You know where he's going to be. You know what he's going to do. He's steady. He doesn't like to fall down, but he doesn't need to move up too much. He doesn't have to speed up the train. He doesn't have to. He's steady. And these are the best men. These are the best type of people, the best type of guys. Sweeney, stop laughing. It's not funny. It's true. Those are the best people. They're steady because they're not out there. Okay, think about the entrepreneur or the person who's out there like chasing all these dreams. Most people fail. So even the person who has stars in their eyes and they're always trying to get out there and grab, a lot of times you're dealing with a lot of failure. And it's very rare that people make it big. So, I mean, you either go with the person who's steady and you know where things are going to be tomorrow, or you go with the person who everything is up in the air, you don't know.
Yeah, but women find those guys, the average guy who are steady, stable. Let's say he makes $60,000. They find those guys boring. They find them not ambitious. That's why women always add the caveat. I will date an average man as long as he's ambitious, meaning I want him to make 100,000. Okay, make 60,000 today, but in 5 years, I want him to make $100,000. And usually it's because she wants him to make that money to spend it on her. I mean, as a man, if the man doesn't have any debt, he doesn't have any student loan debt, he takes care of himself. But the woman wants to come in and be like, that's not enough for us, right? So that's what I'm saying. These women are lying, because if they really wanted average men, there's so many. Because remember, most people are average. But if average men are saying we can't get dates because if I ask a girl on a coffee date, she says that's doing the bare minimum, it's not enough, I should take on a $200 dinner date. Men are saying that. But for these women to say that men are lying, that's crazy, because these women reject average men every single day because they're not 6 feet tall.
Real quick. I think it's shameful to discredit the chat. And surely we get some really shitty takes. Somebody just said me and Sweeney were comfortable at the bottom. Pause. They obviously don't know a thing about me, right? So we do get some shitty takes. But for the most part, it's people you got to think about this. Would you more so give a realistic take if you're not held accountable for something that you saw was racist online, or if you saw somebody, if you saw somebody say something racist on there, right, when there's no holds barred, no rules, you'll believe a person is racist when they're in the chat, right? We believe that what we want to believe. What I'm saying is that if you're able to be behind an avatar and you're not held accountable for what you say, it is going to sometimes give you trolls, but for the most part, people are truthful there because they could say what they want without having to be accountable. Outside of the trolls, I think people are giving their honest opinions, and we shouldn't discredit it. So I would say that. And as far as the whole, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I could beat that into your heads anymore as far as like what it is that men feel about it. And I get it. It's just kind of like Bo's argument here when she explains to us that we don't really want to hear, we don't listen to women. I think this is an absolute instance where women are not listening to what men are. And again, anybody who crosses my path, I absolutely encourage men to strive for the best, but I'm just going by what's always happened forever. Like there's nobody can ever give me a time where most men weren't average. They always had people who were degenerates and did nothing. We always had people who excelled, and we always had most of us who did just fine with the average. But to address Aisha, right? I just want to say this. Shit, I've interviewed a couple hundred women already. I talked to women, and what I was doing for a while. I've been in a lot of households, probably like 35,000, right? So I'm going to just tell you, I could see what kind of happens within households, how people interact. And what I've seen, and especially young women, I don't think that women who are long in the tooth have the same mentality as a woman who's like 20, right? And these women are coming up with different attitudes. They are having unrealistic requirements because their vision of what life is different. We saw things for real. We had to be outside, right? A lot of them don't have to be outside. You have the surge of dating apps. You have even in clubs, it's just weird. You see people interact differently. It's weird. It's not the same, right? Our interactions are different. We don't know how to be social, and the perception of reality to young people is different. We have to understand that they do nothing but. I've looked at the hours of what people spend by age on social media, and it's ridiculous when they're young, right? So what they're getting to witness is people's highlight reel. Me personally, I'm guilty of it. I usually post content, right? But I don't ever post anything bad, right? People aren't posting those pink envelopes that are past due. I never really see it, right? Unless they begging for a GoFundMe, and that's rare. Most of what people post on a regular basis, people who aren't content creators, they post a highlight reel. Most people don't say, oh, I fucked up today. Oh man, I just got an F on this test. I don't see people posting stuff like that. They're posting a highlight reel. They're posting when they got a new car. They post when they rent a car. They post when they rent a watch, right? So what they're doing is showing you that these things exist. With the dating apps, it's a complete sausage fest, right? Way too many men, not enough women. When women go on dating apps, they have hundreds versus maybe a few hits for a dude. So
that is true. Most women reject most men on dating apps. They swipe left, and then they see, oh, okay, he looks good, but his shoes are ugly. Left. Then you go left. Then okay, he looks good. Should I give him a chance? and then they'll give one guy a chance, and then they go left, 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 left. So the truth is, these days, maybe back in the day, we're talking 20 years ago, maybe women really wanted average men. But these days, if you find a woman with an average man, and because most people are average, I am average, right? If you find a woman with an average man, that wasn't her first choice. And if she had a chance, she would be with Elon Musk. That is the truth. But for these women to pretend like as if women are out here dating average men because they are really looking for love with average men is a lie, you know. But anyway, shout out to Lapif. Shout out to you guys who are with me here on this nice Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. But shout out to you guys. Like the video. I'm in here. I decided to come drop in here with a quick live stream with you guys. Like I said yesterday. So let's cook. Let's go to the next video. Like the video so that other people who are eating turkey can come and join us. Okay. Let me get the video going next. Are you guys celebrating Thanksgiving? Let's see. Guys, like the video. All right, next. Let's go to the next video.
It's going to start taking older men, going out to these younger dudes and catching them at their very impressionable ages. What is the Boys and Girls Clubs or anything like that, and start showing them how men's supposed to move. Because if we don't, if those men don't know how to move, then it all goes to shambles. Prime example, around whenever the drugs and all that start coming out, or whenever all the stuff that people start realizing, once we take a man out of the household, we can make the household crumble. From that part, once they got in that one man psyche that I don't need to be there, I can do my own thing. Then the sun grows up.
Let me bring it back.
Yeah.
So it's taking us to go out and mentor young guys that are broken from women that are broken from the men that they got with that made them baby daddies.
Right.
That
It should have
don't
been
make no sense.
the father
That don't
should
make
have been
no
showing
sense.
them how to be a man, not
Ultimately,
the
ultimately that's what's going to have to happen. Ultimately, if the
And
dudes,
do you think that that's going to make women to be more traditional and to fix their issues?
No.
maybe the effect, the effect probably won't be seen now. But I think once dudes start, I think once the older men get to the younger dudes and they start enforcing the family type construct, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take some years to catch on, but it'll grow back because when they deconstructed the family household, it didn't happen overnight. It took years and years and years.
Let me bring it back.
You're describing the step baby there.
I'm gonna open it back up to the panel.
No, I just say
open it up back to the panel. I got one more follow-up question.
I just say take care of somebody else's kids. I said mentor them. That doesn't mean take care of them.
Do you think that that is going to stop women from having children out of wedlock?
No.
Yeah, because you'll teach a new generation of women what to do, so they'll do better.
How are we teaching a generation of women what to do?
Well, a new generation of boys and girls of what to expect, and make sure that they follow those steps to make sure they don't end up in these situations. I do think it's too late to try to do a reverse. So we need to make sure that the youth that's going to grow up walk into a situation with all the information they need to do things appropriately. So we don't have.
I agree with her. It's a bit too late. Because remember, even the current generation of kids, most of them are coming from single parent households raised by mostly majority women. Those same women are feminists. Those same women are feeding those girls and boys feminist ideologies. So the cycle is going to keep going for everything to change. I know we're having the conversation about it. That's a start. But I believe for everything to change and go back to the traditional gender roles, the whole population right now would have to be wiped out. And then a random egg and sperm would have to come together and start afresh. I'm telling you. But remember, it's going to take like 1,000 years, right? But as long as we have single parent households, it's never going to stop.
Have these type of issues. Right now, we're doomed.
Shout out,
We
Lawrence.
need men to teach women. We need men to teach men how to be men, and we need men to teach women how to be women. I just want to.
No,
No,
I think once you teach men how to be men, they will inherently start picking women who fall
So
in
men
line
need
with
to
them.
teach women how to
I
be
got a
women.
question.
So women don't have no type of
not
role in this
not
at
teach
all.
them. What I'm saying is, if you start seeing more and more men that start going up to women, and they start taking a personal investment on their sexual activity, and they start taking all the precautions they can take to not have kids,
Are y'all
and
not
once women
listening to
start
the
realizing
women?
that men aren't messing, once they
Women
realize that
said they
men
don't
aren't out
care
being
what you
willy
think.
nilly,
The women
It's not
said they don't
realistic,
care.
but he's not
The
wrong.
women today
Wait,
said they don't care what you think. They
Mm-hmm.
don't care what you have to say. They
Kendrick,
don't
wait.
care. They don't care what you doing. They don't care what you're trying to
Kendrick, so
sell them. They don't
you
care.
basically saying, Kendrick, you basically saying that the men who left the men are supposed to teach the new men how to be men.
No.
no.
Grandfathers
What
of
I'm
men, like
what
this
I'm
is a
what I'm
generational
saying
problem.
is, I'm
You
not
old
I'm not.
men to teach these young men how to be men because they left the men.
What I'm saying is, ultimately, some men is going to have to step up to correct the problem. I'm not saying
Yeah, but they can't correct the problem by only talking to men, right? If we let's say let's pretend that 99% of men right now are average men. They're not making good money. They're dusty. They're broke. They're gay. They're dirty. Like all the words women use to describe men. They're not leaders, right? Let's pretend that they are all those things, and then we have the men who are doing it right to come teach the men to do right. Even if all men became leaders today, they became rich today, they were looking good, dressed well, they are not YNs, they're not committing crime, but the women stay the way they are, nothing will change. Because eventually, if a man gets with the wrong woman, she can corrupt him. Because if all the men are good men, but the women haven't changed, haven't done any work on themselves, but they're supposed to get together, that's going to be an issue. So we can't only focus on the men. We need to teach the women as well.
Go out and marry somebody with kids. If you do, that's cool. That's your choice. I'm not against anybody living their life. What I'm saying is mentorship is, hey, let me talk to you and teach you things to take home. Taking care of somebody is buying and doing different things. All I'm saying is mentorship.
He's right.
Mentorship.
I don't think men should
How do you
care.
convince a man?
Men
How do you
shouldn't
convince
care.
another man to then say, "Hey, I want you to take responsibility for another man's child"?
No.
To then
mentor is not the same as responsibility. Mentorship is not the same as responsibility.
How long is this mentorship program supposed to last? And then for it to be effective,
The results are shown.
Okay, a realistic mentor. When I was coming up in a impressionable age, I was around older men who weren't my father, telling me, "Hey, this is how you move when you get older." And they were my mentors. They didn't take care of me. They didn't buy me anything. They were my mentors.
Let me ask you a question. Did you reciprocate?
Yeah.
Did you
What?
I did. I did.
As you do now.
I did. I reciprocated by going also mentoring other young men who didn't have fathers.
Let me ask you another question, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't
like
want
the
to.
blind leading the blind.
Do you?
I was raising men in my household. I'm talking about helping kids, men who didn't have men.
Give me a second. We're gonna get there. And again, you don't have to answer these questions, but I just want to know. Do you got you a fleet? A couple hoes?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's cool. I'm with you.
Good.
Now, why'd you ask that question? Why?
He ain't gonna tell you the truth if he
You said
did.
why did I ask that question?
Yeah. Why?
Because we love the hoes, nigga. What you talking about?
You know what?
Don't love the hoes.
When it comes
It
down,
wasn't a trick question, nigga. We love the hoes.
I thought you were gonna
find the problem.
I think it's very idealistic. what you are proposing, because however, there's a whole lot of problems that existed prior to you or any other man becoming a mentor to these so-called impressionable children. Let's just say these children, these boys are 13, 14, all the way up to 18, 19, 20 years old. How do you then start to solve it for not doing her job? Because this boy is already going down a path, and he shouldn't be going down on. Not to mention, you're asking other men who also have children, who they need to spend their time and put their own time into their own children, but you're asking all these other men to then adopt some other responsibilities of other men to do that.
Yeah, but what's
Blind leading the blind.
Okay, what I'm saying is it's not the blind leading the blind. What I'm saying is I grew up with a male in my household. What I'm saying is when I was a younger kid, I'm not saying when they're 13, 14. I'm talking about catching them when they're in elementary age. And you mentor.
Yeah, we can't fix the issues of boys by just getting mentors, right? We have to fix the issue of boys starting with a household. They should be a father in the house already trying to mentor his son. We shouldn't focus and put all the emphasis and resources on outside resources to mentor the boys. They should have a father already. Because if we are trying to mentor boys, that means there's no father in the house. So the root of the problem should be tackled first, which means let's focus on trying to make sure it's a two-parent household. That means we have to make sure that women are involved, not to have babies with men if they're not married to the man. All right, if you want to fuck around and get your chicks clapped, do as you will. But do not make a baby with a man you're not married to. That would be my first solution. My first solution wouldn't be to ask other men who are not the fathers of these kids to mentor kids from single mother households. That's not going to solve the issue.
Daddy, stepfather.
You're providing a lot of solutions for men, and I'm not hearing no solutions for women.
You are literally describing a stepfather.
Kendrick, take that back. Take that back.
Hey man, you know what? Hey man, hey, keep having y'all problems. Don't mentor nobody. Let them run wild and never solve the problem. But what I'm saying is, I grew up around mentorship, and mentorship had a big impact on my life starting from a little kid. My mentors didn't buy me nothing. They didn't take me nowhere. They didn't do any of that shit. They just mentored me on things on how to move in life. So what I'm saying is,
I think that you're a good guy, bro.
Can I just ask him one
Good-hearted, very good-hearted.
Kendrick, can you hear me, Kendrick?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, but take the part back where you said start them at elementary school. Please, I'm trying to save you from yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm saying start them in elementary school as in mentoring them, man. Who go on a simple comment like that?
Would you go to one of them elementary schools and play Santa Claus?
That's one.
Matter of fact, I coach elementary soccer. I coach elementary soccer, and I coach elementary soccer, and the parents and the mothers who bring their sons out there who don't have fathers in their life, I help mentor them with their attitudes and stuff when we're on the field.
So here you go. Here you go, saving. You got the cape on.
I'm gonna tell you why that.
You got the cape on.
He need his channel. He need his channel.
I'll figure Kendrick out. I figure Kenny out.
Oh my God, y'all!
That's your play. That's your play.
Why do y'all think he's wrong? I don't think he's wrong.
Hold on.
You right, like he's not wrong.
That's your play, Kenny.
I know what Canton doing.
Because he know too.
Say it again.
No, because I know that's how some guys be getting on a single mom.
Yep.
They holler at him at the mentor.
No.
It's not about
Listen, there ain't nothing wrong with poaching a single mom or two at the beginning.
That ain't how I rock. When I coach the kids, but I do it for the YMCA. I don't do none of that mixing and matching with moms and all this stuff, bro.
I think that you're a good person.
So do we have any solutions
I think
for
that
the
you're
women?
a good person. But I don't think that it's possible to convince a woman not to have a child out of wedlock.
Yeah.
I'm not about to fucking chase around a bunch of badass kids, bro. That ain't mine.
Yeah.
I don't know these niggas. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. That's their daddy problem. That's not my problem. Do I think that dudes like you are a good person? Absolutely. I think that you exercise in futility though, because ain't no way that you're gonna convince a young dude to do something different, and then he still got to go home and deal with his environment and the environment that his mama and his father created. I'm sorry, give me a second, Dalen. You don't know no better. I got you though, baby. I'm gonna let you rock. You can't save these women from themselves. I believe that they have to suffer. There has to be a generation of women that has to suffer, and they have to suffer greatly.
Oh, man.
The one thing that we know that even the word of God tells us. Listen, one of the biggest
and don't eat.
One of the biggest things that the children of Israel, a lot of y'all need to go and reread that story. For those of y'all that believe, none of them made it to the promised land. He did away with that entire group of people. Yes, he did. He did away with the entire group of original people that he freed. None of them made it to the promised land. One of them, yes, all of them had. What the fuck was happening? Now, I'm not saying that people can't change. I'm not saying that grace can't be given. But the best that we can do personally is that we have to be the example, but we don't have the capacity or the ability to save.
To try to be mentors and stepfathers for kids who don't have their own fathers. We cannot fix the issue by forcing men to become stepfathers or try to play mentors to kids who don't have their fathers, right? That will never solve the issue. Yeah, just because we have 1,000 mentors to kids who don't have their fathers doesn't mean women are going to stop having kids out of wedlock. Doesn't mean it's going to stop forcing women to have kids with multiple baby daddies, right? For me, if it was up to me, the solution would be there should be a law that if a woman gets a baby, gets pregnant, and gives birth to a baby, and she's not married to the man, they both have to pay a fine for the 18 years of that kid. That would incentivize more people to think twice before they have a baby if they're not married. Honestly,
only thing that we can do is get the beam out of it. This is my personal opinion. Y'all may have a difference of opinion. We can only get the beam out of our own eye. The first step that we need to do is live it ourselves. We had to be the example that we want other people to be. They gonna have to find it. God is the person that brings them out of it. He reveals it. We just have to be the example and the light. So I believe in getting the beam out of your own eye. I believe in taking care of your own family. I also believe that you have to have some level of contribution and giving back. You know what I'm saying? That don't have to be your whole purpose, but you definitely can give back in some form. Some people do it through money. Some people do it with their time. You have to have some form of, I call it tithing. Tithing can be in a lot of different ways, and it's a lot of ways that people go about contributing into society.
That's church, right?
But we cannot have this on our conscience like it's our responsibility to save the world. It will kill you. It will destroy you. You will think that you are doing something good, and then somebody will burn you and break your heart. Then it'll turn you evil. It'll turn your heart cold. So you're going to have to start balancing it out. And I'm not speaking to you based off of an ideal circumstance. I'm trying to give you wisdom. Wisdom says that you have to pick and choose your battles, that you have to figure out where you can make a difference and when you can't. And where you can't, you got to pull back, and you got to understand that some people are destined to die. Some people are destined to die off. Some people are built to be on this earth to be the demons, to balance out the people that are the angels. I'm just telling you the truth. And so my biggest thing is, and I know that I haven't said this in a long time, but man, fuck them kids, bro.
Come on.
Listen.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids, man.
Responsibility.
I say that.
Fuck them
Yes,
kids.
you can.
No, I'm not taking. I don't play another man's save game. I'm not taking care of another nigga's
it is.
It's a form of
Y'all
sacrifice.
just made it all about
He's right, because if those kids out there, if those kids had their own fathers in the house, men wouldn't have to be stepfathers. Men wouldn't have to be mentors, right? Men wouldn't have to go take care of try to be the captain, save to these single mothers' kids, right? So we should preach for people to stay together in a marriage. Man and woman, stay together, take care of your kids, right? Teach them better. Rather than let's have kids out here and let's hope that other men will come in to save the day. Like it's not working clearly, right? So we cannot focus and depend on other people to raise other people's kids. We need to take responsibility for our own kids. That's the only way the shit is gonna get better.
Children.
But to answer,
One mic. You're not talking to a person that's just talking it. You talking to a person that has done it. I've taken young dudes into my own house.
Why?
Because I thought that it was the right thing to do.
Exactly.
But it wasn't.
You picked the wrong little nigga.
No, I didn't pick the wrong little nigga. No. The little niggas' mamas picked the wrong daddy to have a kid with. Listen. I don't listen to women. Even
Yo, Anton, what exactly?
I love the fact that women give their perspective, and I like the contrast. I personally don't listen to women. I agree with that. Talk about what a woman says.
Yeah.
I know what's right and what's wrong, and I know God has taught me through experience that you can't save nobody. You can only be the example.
We can save the children if you come
doing a single. You gotta let everybody. You gotta let
Yeah. We can't keep saving the kids and then people just keep making more kids. You know what I mean? Because think about it. If we don't hold people who have kids out of wedlock responsible, and then there are programs that help these kids, people are just going to keep making more kids without getting married. If there are no consequences. Like I said, imagine they put a tax. If a man and woman make a baby and they're not married, they're going to pay a certain tax for the 18 years of that kid. Guess what? Most people are going to stop having babies if they're not married. We need to put consequences. Otherwise, if we focus on helping the kids rather than holding the man and woman who had sex and made a baby responsible, they're just going to keep doing it. And that's what's going on right now. There's so many programs out here to help single mothers' kids, to help kids who don't have both parents, to help kids whose parents are in jail. There's so many programs like that. But guess what? That hasn't stopped people from having babies out of wedlock.
Not all kids can be saved.
One generation.
You don't know that, Mike, unless
you just proved it. You just proved it by saying you picked the wrong kid.
You know why we help people?
Mike, y'all.
All right, let me really get into this. I was trying to be nice. You know why we help people? We help people to make ourselves feel good.
It's the most selfish act you can ever do.
We don't help people because we want them to win. Most of the time when we help other people, like through some act of charity, when people go out during the holiday season and Thanksgiving and they do volunteer work, they don't do it because they actually want people to win, because it will take a lot bigger commitment. Most people do it because they want to feel good about themselves.
Validation and ego, yeah.
That's why they do it.
And film it.
And I'm not saying everybody, because when you do a labor of love, you have to see it through. You can't just bring them in and then you got to let them go. It makes it even worse. You do it even worse. You do a worse disservice for people.
Making a TikTok video.
So I don't give a fuck if who agree and who don't agree. But my point is this, is that there has to be, I used to say one generation of people, there has to be at least 2 generations of people that got to die off.
You bugging, man.
There has to be, listen. There has to be like an erasing of
Thanos.
2 generations of people's toxic thinking and behavior that has been infected, because all we're doing right now is passing down generational curses. You can't fix a problem. You have to literally kill it off.
You right, Anton, but you too harsh with that shit.
Oh man,
he's being honest.
You know, all right.
Being honest.
I don't think he's saying how it should be. I think he's saying how it is.
Do you know why God flooded the earth?
I know.
Why didn't he fix people? Why did he just flood the earth?
Because it was all of them was bad. It had to go.
But he said he would never do it again.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Why did God destroy the earth?
One mic, y'all. One mic.
He destroyed whole cities. He flooded the whole earth. He didn't go and fix people. He killed it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why?
Because they was all evil.
Yeah. No. Let's start anew.
I'm not saying nothing that's crazy. Y'all just refuse to accept it
Mhm.
because
It's
you don't want to
feelings.
deal with the reality of what we facing right now. All we own is a pathway to destruction, and I'm just enjoying the ride.
So what's gonna happen to you?
What do you mean? I'm going to heaven.
How you know? If we all go, how they gonna separate
I don't
us?
know what y'all doing. I know I'm going to heaven.
Selfish bastard.
I was saying,
and you know what?
I was
Going
saying,
to heaven.
One mic, y'all.
Going to heaven is a form of selfishness. You know
No,
why?
don't
Because salvation is individual. It's not a group
Mhm.
activity. It's an individual activity.
Yeah,
but you
basically,
gotta-
in the way I understand it, basically you choose to do right when everyone is doing evil, even if the evil is sometimes fun. But what he's saying really is that, and which I believe, we can have all these conversations, but at the end of the day, if we don't go back to the roots, to the foundation of having a mom and father in the house to raise kids to be better people, and then we're trying to force other people to come in and play stepfather, play stepmother, and then we're trying to focus on other people outside the house to come and try to be the father and the mother to these kids, it's never going to change until we fix the root of the problem, which means people should stop having babies if they're not married. Until we fix that, it's going to take generations. It's going to take maybe 1,000 years, because it's going to be a cycle, right? Because the chances of a boy and a girl growing up to both be single parents is very high if they come from a household where they didn't see the marriage between a mom and dad. They're going to do the same thing that the dad did and the mother did, because they're like, oh, that's how I grew up. That means it's right. If my mother had 5 baby daddies, I can have 2. I can have 3. I mean, my mother did it. You know what I mean? It's the same cycle. It's the curse, the generational curse being passed on from generation to generation.
Loving family, you can't be thinking like that. Anson, you gotta tone that down.
Salvation is a selfish act. It is doing what you got to do to get into heaven. That is it. It's an individual activity. This is not a group. This is not a group activity, big dog.
Can't take everybody with you.
Respect it. I
He
respect
has, he has a responsibility. We all have a responsibility to our family, but at the end of the day, he's got to be responsible to God. He's got to answer to God.
That's correct.
All of us.
That is 100% correct.
If you don't try to fix the problem, you soon will become a victim of it. That's why.
No, I don't. No,
No. How do you figure that?
Problem that I
How do you figure that?
Wait a minute, shit. You went on CNN or Fox as a commentator once, and I remember you telling.
No, I went on 4 times, but we'll get there.
Oh, I'm sorry. The one time I saw you were saying.
I just want to make sure that we got my accolades right.
Your biggest fear was a knucklehead breaking into your car, and I'm like, well, that's a reasonable fear, but it's like we have to do what we can do to save our youth, and y'all are looking at it like we don't want to do these bitches no favor. Well, then do the damn kids a favor, because they didn't ask to be here.
Oh, I don't.
You
know what?
That's what
making
women
yourself
always
feel
do.
better.
They always want to use the
Making
kids
yourself feel
as
better.
emotional
manipulation
manipulation to get a man to do something.
Mhm.
Like
Who's manipulating? I am always gonna, but no, I'm
you
not.
always, it's always men gotta step up. I
Mhm.
haven't heard no
Hey,
women
just
say
men.
anything yet because the
We.
problem is with the women.
Mhm.
We do. So should we defund Big Brother?
Yeah.
I'm just saying we need
No,
to
I
get
ain't never heard no
let's
benefit
get
no
to the
big.
root
When
of
has
the
Big Brother
issue.
been?
Let's really get to the root
Yes,
of the
we
problem.
should defund Big
When
Brother.
has Big Brother ever been on the news
Big
doing
Brother.
a whole bunch of
Hold on
having
now.
a whole bunch of benefit
Big
to the
brother, big
community?
sister, little
I
sister,
ain't never
little
heard of
brother.
them becoming a
You
big,
talking
huge
about
benefit to society.
Defund gay
program,
brother,
the
gay
program.
brother, sassy brother, all of them.
I might be
Y'all
old
might be.
fashioned. I might be old fashioned, but if I see a lady, young lady, whatever, and I'm attracted to, and I talk to her, and she says she got a couple of kids, I'll be like a little, like, oh really? Like, but if I love, but if I love her from, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna love the kids too. I'm gonna take. Nah, man, come
You
on.
can't
Man.
love a woman off the rip without kids. Like that's a turn
No, bro. You know, you gotta see, Temple, you gotta be like Snoop. You gotta kick that little nigga Ford over. Bro.
Nah.
I think y'all could just leave women where they at. Just leave them where they at. Yes,
One mic, y'all. One mic.
Is that really what you're doing, or are you aligning yourself with what men say?
I think women
because you got
women should be left to be the independent women that they
Right.
said they wanted to be.
No, fuck
Right.
them hoes. We're not talking about them.
Independence
Who we
also
talking
has
about?
with
the
them
reason why we
kids.
got this problem with the kids.
They're the problem. So who are we talking about? I
The
think
women
men
who
should
are
focus.
also in the
Men
same
should focus
position.
on them. It's always gonna be a woman somewhere. Women, it's a lot of women in this world. Men should focus on
Right.
themselves and take care of the women that want to be taken care of. The
Facts.
masculine one over there that want to work all day, let her work all day. Like
Yep.
don't worry about them. Don't worry
Facts.
about the
Why
septum
don't we
nose
address
rings.
the
and
women?
Let's not worry about the cat ladies. Leave them with their cats. Leave them with their problems. Leave them with their working job. Leave them there. Leave them over there.
Okay,
And
so the
take
women
care
who are
of the women that want to be taken care of. Like
There
don't
you
take-
go. There you go. So
Like-
the women who do want to be taken care of, the women who are in position,
the women that want to fall in line, the women that want to follow a program, the women that want to listen and want to actually be
They-
the women that actually
what
want
she's
to work
saying,
to fix
David,
the
hold on.
problem.
One mic, y'all.
That's who
One
the men
mic.
should work with. Work with the women who want to fix the problem.
That's a
Don't
fact.
work with the women who
Dalen,
are
what
the
she's
problem.
saying is that
And you guys notice when it comes to this issue of single parents, it's always the men being told to be stepfathers. You guys have noticed it's always a real man will step up, right? A real man will take care of another man's kids. We never hear the other side of the story of what a real woman would do. We never hear about women telling other women to play stepmothers. Oh no, we never hear about that side, right? It's always this man should come in and take care of another man's kids. This man should be kind enough. Oh, this man should take care of another man's kids because that's the right thing to do. How come we never hear women telling other women to try to be stepmothers to men who are single fathers? Right? We never hear that side of the story. You guys have noticed that? Double standards.
The problem.
clarity
And that's
of what
just
she's
what
saying.
that is.
I know what you're saying,
Dalen,
You're missing it
you
though.
don't
You're missing
understand
it though.
I'm not missing it. You
What
don't
you
get
don't
what I'm
understand
saying.
is Aaliyah has
He doesn't get it.
Aaliyah has gone to the school of wifery, hosted by Anton Daniels. Aaliyah has gone to the school of wifery, hosted by Anton Daniels. So
Did she get a diploma?
The women she's referring to
absolutely
are already in relationships.
She's on her way to being valedictorian.
Oh my God!
They already in
All I'm
relationships.
saying, all I'm saying
And
is that
you gotta give her the award in person.
Yeah,
all I'm saying is that women
In-person graduation.
I got a trophy for you.
The ones that Dalen, the ones that
One
want
mic, y'all, one
to be
mic.
taken care of, the ones that want to be taken care of,
Yeah.
they're in relationships. They're
No,
with
they're
that
not.
man.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying.
That's you're.
what are you saying? All right.
It is
No, I
impossible.
really don't
if
know
a
what
woman
you're saying.
right now
Wait,
today,
no,
hold on,
'cause I
let
really
me make
don't
this
know
point.
what
Hold
you're
on, hold on,
saying, so
Ali,
can you
Aliyah,
tell
let
me
me
what
make
you're
this
saying?
point. Let me make this point real quick.
Wait, but I don't even know what she's saying though. Like
Hold
I
on,
really
real quick.
don't
I'm
even know
gonna
what
help
she's
you.
saying.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. What
I know
what
that's
she's
why I was trying to stop so you can.
Yeah,
actually
no,
hear
let her
what
finish.
Let Mike
okay,
go.
go ahead.
Let her finish. Dalen.
Thank you.
She's going go.
I think asking me a question or were you trying to tell me?
Dalen, you gotta let her finish.
Mike is about to say something.
Oh, who am I letting?
No, Aaliyah has the floor.
Okay.
Oh no, I was just saying because I really don't understand what Dalen was saying anyways, like because
No, Dalen wants men to be stepfathers because the kids didn't ask to be here. Guess what? Those kids' mamas decided to get them cheeks clapped and they're not married and bring those kids into this life. So why is she using the kids? Oh, but it's not the kids' fault. Okay, whose fault is that? The baby mamas. So let them fix it. Don't ask other men, especially the men who don't have kids, to come and clean up. No.
I wanted to give her the chance to actually explain what she is trying to say because I don't know what she's trying to say.
I think that we focus too much on looking at the women who are contributing to not making sure that their sons, let's just say their sons specifically, are not molded into productive members of society. But I do also think that there are mothers that always put their best foot forward. We have widows out here. We have mothers who have husbands who are pilots, who are surgeons, who work overseas on the road, and they just don't always have that support in the household. I think that those young boys also can be subjugated to fall into the wrong tracks, and we can focus on helping those households because we can say, you know what, we see that the mother is putting in the work. We can build organizations like Big Brother. We can focus on making sure we can do what we can do as a society and as contributing members of our communities to make sure that our children are are going to be productive members of society. Instead of looking at it through the lens of, I don't want to help a bitch out. I don't want to help these independent women out. Well, what about the women that don't have these stupid ass ideologies and being dismissive towards the men?
How are we supposed to differentiate between the independent women and the women who actually need help? Because they're all friends. It's not like it's only a group of women who are traditional, who respect men, who are submissive, who are nice to men. They usually have friends who are independent, and they usually all together. How are men supposed to pick and choose? Oh, yeah, she's feminine. Oh, she's submissive. Oh no, she's independent. Oh no, they all have jobs, and most times they claim that they all don't need a man. It's very hard to find just a small group of women who believe in traditional gender roles. They're all mixed together. How are men supposed to pick and choose and be like, oh yeah, that one over there, yeah, she'll work? How are we supposed to see that?
Be in relationship.
Really quick.
Hard to tell.
Those
Hard to
women
tell.
would be
Well,
with
Mike,
a
y'all
man.
Titus. I want to hear what Titus has to say, but go ahead, Aaliyah.
No, I was just saying because those women are not asking for help. You know, the ones that you were listing, the good women, you like, let's take the attention off the problem and focus on the problem. We have to talk about it. Like, we can't keep trying to switch the topic and switch where the focus has to be on where the root of the problem is. These single mother households, no fathers. That's where the problem is. So we have to focus there. You cannot that's like if your neighbor's house is on fire and your house is on fire, are you gonna go use the water to help your neighbor, or are you gonna stop your house from burning? We have to focus here. The problem is the single mothers.
What metric of measure are you using to say that the problem is in the single mother's household? Why do we say, well,
so we all know, wait. So we're not going to be disingenuous here. We all know that single father households, the results of single father households are tremendously better than single mother households. We all know that. If that's true, then that means, what does that mean?
The absence of the father is detrimental to the community.
Now, why is now we all know that women like to push the father. We know how women are. Let's not be naive to the nature of a woman. A woman's born, she likes to push the daddy out. She likes to use the kids as leverage. You know that. So if women like to push the men out, we have to get to the root of the problem. The men are not in the home. I understand you want to like blame men, but women have to take some sort of accountability at some point.
Oh my God, Delene, just shut up for 1 second. Let Aaliyah cook. Oh my goodness.
At some point, women have to take some accountability.
So,
like I just
that's pertinent to them. What you're doing is making sure that you're aligning your talking points with the manosphere.
It's not a talking point. She's like that's the buzzwords y'all like to use.
She spoke specifically to the point that you made.
Like what I'm saying.
She spoke specifically to the point that you made. You use women that are surgeons and all of this other type of stuff.
Single women.
And they had whatever, and that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Yes, it does. The whole point is that people. Well, if we want to talk about absent fathers, we say that they're absent.
That's not that. Hold on, wait.
We talk about single mothers.
We getting away from.
Doesn't make any sense. We getting
away from it.
That do that.
Women are tired. Should we give a fuck?
No, no, because they said they wanted to be independent. You know, they're making money. They have businesses. They own hair salons. They sell lashes. They sell clothes. They got big businesses. They're driving Rolls Royces. You know, they own big buildings. They have rental properties. You know, those are the things they usually lease, right? You know, they go on vacations every 2 to 3 business days. They're on trips. You know, they're making money, so they don't need men. So if they're tired, that's on them. That was their choice. They said we're not living in 1950, so we should not expect them to be traditional. So which means everything a man can do, they can do. So men shouldn't care if they're tired of working and paying bills. They got it. They're independent. Who am I to disrespect women who say they're independent and they can do everything a man can do? That would be dumb.
What is
hell no.
Wait, but what does Martin Luther King say, Kendrick? Don't he look like
Picking on
Martin Luther
Kendrick.
King?
You picking on Kendrick. Really stupid.
Like MLK.
Why we're not gonna fix the
If I
problem?
had a dream, tell say that. Yo, Kendrick, please say it. If
I don't think that men should care because the problem has
I had a
grown.
dream.
Shots
Men
fired.
shouldn't care. Men should focus. Men should focus on the women that want to be taken care of. They shouldn't focus on the women that tire
Whoa,
themselves out.
man.
Too. That glow light.
Hold on, Shampoo. I get it, Alita. I am very disappointed as well at the amount of women in abundance that have been a contributing factor to the issue that we have now. I'm not negating that. But what I am telling you is that
Can't
we don't
unsee
have
it now.
evidence or any metric of measure to say that the reason these households are absentee fathers are because
I had a dream.
food stamps over these men or choosing welfare checks over these men or because they want to be independent. If we're going to talk about fatherless households, let's also address the fathers. Is it real baby mama drama or your own selfishness that won't allow you to be present? That is also what I'm talking about. So I get what you're saying. We don't need to care about the women and saving them. We need to save the children. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saving
Yeah,
nobody.
The children are the
Like I said,
parents'
men shouldn't
responsibility.
care. Men
And
should
if the
direct
woman
their
is- if the
energy to
woman
the
is
women
living-
that deserve it, and the women.
If the woman is
The women
is
who don't
destroying the
want
family
to-
household by divesting herself from the man,
That's
then
on her.
unfortunately, she made a
her
bunch of
problem.
decisions, and those children are going to suffer, unfortunately. But
Yeah, but they don't even care about the kids. If women really cared about the kids, they would be going to courts, to family court, and telling the judge, let's go 50-50 custody. But usually they ask judges to give them full custody so that they can get more child support from the man. If women really cared about the kids, I mean, women are for the kids, right? They would go to family court and ask the judge, hey, judge, I really care about my kids. I really understand how important fathers are in kids' lives. So I would love to get the kids 50% of the time, Monday to Wednesday, and then the father can get them Thursday to Saturday. All right, judge, I don't need too much money from him. I just want him to have the kids at least half the time so that he can spend time with the kids, you know, because fathers are very important. But do most women do that? No, most women go to the judge. Oh, he's abusive. He's controlling. My kids don't want him. My kids feed him. I want to have other kids to myself, but he needs to pay us child support. That's what most women go to the judges to say, right?
however, your solution, Dalen, is, oh well, let's still help out the mothers who aren't with men, who are not with men, but out here working and struggling, having a hard time. Let's make them feel a little bit better. But what Aaliyah is saying is that if your mindset's already aligned with being with a man, then you will move, and you're gonna find yourself in a relationship.
Yeah.
You're gonna find yourself in a relationship.
I do believe, but how would you find yourself in that relationship with someone that is interested in? I never said we're helping out the mothers. I asked all that question. Are you thinking we should not?
By helping her kids, you helping her mother.
It's not
Helping
about
her kids,
doing
you
the
helping her
mother a
mother.
favor. It's about giving the kids a fucking chance.
Fuck them kids.
The kids can have a chance if they father is in
That's
the
the mother's
household.
responsibility.
You gonna telling me to
The
help
kids
another
can have
nigga
a
kid?
chance. The kids
Oh,
can have
dude.
a chance if their father was at home.
Mhm.
The kids can have a chance if
Gotta
their
call that
mother
little
is
nigga
not
daddy.
selfish.
To give
and
a
not
point from the middle.
bitter and
Where his
scorned.
daddy at? Call his daddy.
Dalen, go
Call
ahead.
that little
Know
nigga
who his
daddy.
daddy
Please.
Yo,
is.
from the middle in between the two arguments.
Oh,
What if
there's
what if
so
it's
many
what if
black
his
men
family
that are
members is
Darlene, shut up.
They're
Let
dead.
another person talk.
You better call his daddy. That's all I gotta say.
Internet
Because I ain't
dick
got time for this shit.
That's it.
My
Hey,
taxes
we need to
is
call. We
already
just need to
too
call
high.
Kendrick.
I already
Bring
got too
Kendrick in
many
here.
mouths to feed.
He'll
I
save
ain't
y'all.
got
He'll
time
save
for
all the kids. Kendrick will save all the kids.
No. But seriously, in all seriousness, the only way you can solve this problem is by removing women's rights and taking them back to 1940.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then
That ain't never happened.
that's the only way you can do it is by taking them back to 1940. If we can't remove their ability to self-inflict harm, then
No
this shit
voting?
this shit ain't gonna never work.
No voting. That's right.
We wasting our time and we going in circles because we can't stop women from sleeping with who they want to sleep with. We can't stop them from saying my body, my choice. We can't stop them from having an egregious amount of children.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
saying.
let me ask you, let me ask you a serious question.
Why?
He's right, because no matter how many men decide to be stepfathers, no matter how many men decide to step up to help the kids, to help the single moms, as long as we don't hold the single moms responsible, more women are going to become single moms. It's going to be, that's why it's happening right now. Because there are so many programs that help single moms. There's so many programs that help kids that come from single parent households. But the reason is there's still the cycle going on and more women are still having kids without being married is because they've never been held accountable. That's why I suggested at the beginning of this video, if you guys are watching, I said, if this shit is to change, the government needs to put a tax on both the men and the women who decide to have kids when they're not married. If you have a baby and you're not married, you're going to pay tax every single year for 18 years for that kid, so that the government doesn't have to hustle, so that other people are not, taxed being to take care of the kids. Because remember, if a woman and a man have a baby and they can't take care of that baby, you who's paying tax who's going to take care of that baby, right? So the people who have kids and they're not married, they should pay tax, more tax actually.
White liberal women are the ones that got Mom Donnie over there in New York. They got Kirsten or whatever her name, Kristen Wilson over there in Seattle. You can't stop these hoes from doing what they want to do. You can't stop a hoe. You're right.
Yeah.
I agree with you. They respectable women, but you can't stop them. So unless y'all willing to surrender your rights, then fuck them kids. Now, if it becomes our responsibility and our responsibility solely because we got all of the power, then I'll take ultimate responsibility as a culture. But as long as y'all can do what y'all want to do, then y'all got to reap the rewards and the benefits for how it is that y'all put yourself in this position in the first place. Don't say your body, your choice, but his responsibility to fix this little motherfucker that I just had. That's your responsibility. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Fuck that little nigga.
I agree. If you make the baby, that's your responsibility. It shouldn't be another man's responsibility. And this is what I was saying. We only hear about men becoming real men and becoming stepfathers. Where are the women who want to be stepmothers? We never hear that side of the story, right? Because there's plenty of men who have custody of their kids. There's plenty of single fathers taking care of their kids. I've never heard women championing other women to become stepmothers. We never hear about that side of the story. We only hear about men should step up. A real man should step up. A real man should be kind to another man's kids. A real man should take care of another man's kids. That's the narrative we hear. We never hear the other side of the story.
Cold.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yo, Martin, you can't go for that shit.
They love it. I love the kids.
No. I know what Kendrick's thing is. Kendrick got we all got our own way.
He got a cape on.
He wasn't wrong.
He gets to his a little different than we do. He
has a heart.
All right, and in the end of the video, but shout out to Anton Daniels. This was a good panel. This was a good topic, good discussion. I know some of you guys don't agree. Miss Mariam is in the chat. But anyway, let me get the next video ready so we can cook. All right. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Guys, like the video. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys if you celebrate. Thank you for being here with me. You could be doing anything else, but you're here with me, so I appreciate that. I decided to jump on here today and entertain you as you're eating some turkey. If you want to send me a turkey, there's a donation button in the chat for a super chat if you want to send me some money to get a turkey as well. So feel free. Otherwise, like the video, that is enough as well. All right, let's go.
the thing that's obvious that happens every single time we have these conversations is that the women, no disrespect to the women, when the women do speak, the women have a way of making the men contradict themselves as well too, because there's narratives that men will push to say that women like, they don't have to do anything for the women, where if men have to spend on the money or do anything for a woman, she really doesn't like them. And I'm sure the brothers wouldn't disagree. And that's why it seems like a lot of the red pill talking points are dead, even though red pill might not be dead. But Darwin does it too. He'll flip-flop. He'll say that majority of these women are not marriageable. Majority of these women don't like men. Majority of the women you shouldn't marry. And then he'll promote marriage at the same time. So if he's lying, if Jay Prince is lying and not telling the truth, why is it that the women are staying committed to the men that they like and the men that they don't like? So things that's expressed on this panel, the women are divorcing men that are high value and they're divorcing men who are low value. But we all admit that the less you have to do for a woman, the more she likes you. And if that's not a lie, Naomi, I'll ask you, if a woman, who does a woman like the most? A man who has to spend money on her, or a man who don't have to spend money at all?
Good question.
Damn.
Well, look, before
hold on.
answer-
I wasn't even done yet, because before my internet freeze. So a woman can keep a job, she can keep a home, she can keep her animal, she can keep her Amazon Prime, her Netflix, her Hulu, their Disney Plus, but they can't keep a man that they want, like I said, and they don't want. So would you recommend men still, Bruiser, since you want to cut in, would you recommend men to get married?
Well, that's what I was about to address.
Okay.
When you made the statement that I made a statement in the past where I flip-flopped. I said that most women are not marriageable. You left out a lot of critical context.
I'll say black women. You said black women.
Now you're saying black women.
So that makes it worse, right? Because black women are on the panel. You said black women are not marriageable, right?
It is the same. It's no different. The critical context that's left out is of the same intensity. When I say that, is when I make a statement saying that most black women are not marriageable, I am basing that off of the guys who are actually trying to marry them. For example, if it is a guy who does not have his principles and standards established and doesn't have his shit together, and he tries to go out in the market to marry most of these type of women, he's going to fail. They're going to miss each other. So we can't just look at it one-sided saying that they're not worthy of marriage. We also got to look at the disproportionate opposite. The man that's meeting them at the table and he ain't got his shit together. He doesn't know how to detect manipulation. He doesn't know how to lead. He doesn't know how to compensate for a woman who also didn't come from a father figure in the household, just like you yourself. You both of y'all have to have a significant amount of grace for each other because both of y'all come from the same damn demographics. So by default, yeah, most of the black women are unmarriageable. It's not just about account of their own value. It's also account of the own perceived value that the man is bringing on the opposite side. That's the context that's left out.
Bro, she just said she was screwed future.
Well, that's beside the point. I don't know why you stuck on that. She must have hit a nerve. If she still got you going back to that.
I don't know what's going on.
You give her a false value.
Who gave her
I don't know
false
what's
value?
going on with my
We got Ali back.
Bruiser, what was the point you trying to make? Because it seemed like you went that one.
Anybody understood what I was saying?
No, I mean, I'm actually.
I didn't really understand what he was saying, honestly, because it's either most women are marriage material or they're not. They don't have to say it. Their actions should show it. Because the truth is, every woman believes she deserves a rich man. Every woman believes she deserves the best of the best. And I think that's just human nature. We all think we deserve the best of the best. But is it realistic? Do we actually deserve? Because nobody deserves anything. You get what you work for. You get what you negotiate, right? So, but we know most women believe they're better than men, and they believe they deserve the best of the best. So are they really marriage material, or do they just believe it? And who taught them how to be wives? Because you don't just wake up a wife. You learn how to be a wife, and you don't learn how to be a wife when you're 45 years old. Somebody must have given you the foundation to become a wife, or even a husband.
And you, so I didn't understand. That doesn't matter if they don't understand.
Well, obviously you couldn't understand because your internet connection keeps dropping.
I told you I didn't understand. So I'm asking you, what did you mean?
I can restate it again. There's a critical amount of context you leave out. When I made the statement that most Black women are not marriageable, it's not just on the account of them worthy of marriage. It's also on account of the man on the opposite side, on him being able to fulfill the void where she's lacking at, or him being able to instill his principles or his direction to guide her into being a worthy wife. If any man, I'm gonna tell you right now, you cannot accomplish getting a woman into a actual marriage or grooming her or making her malleable enough to get to be a suitable wife if you don't even know how to do it, if you don't even know what a wife looks like yourself. I know I'm breaking the rules here, but we give a lot of men too much damn credit when we come to the table, as if they know
we don't.
what, just like we penalize women for not knowing how to recognize leadership in a man and a wife. We don't look at the other side. A lot of us, bruh, I'm telling you, I've been in here. I got 10,000 hours long. I can show you the receipts. There's a lot of fucking men out here that don't even know how to recognize the quality and characteristics that makes a wife.
Okay, so I'm happy you committed to that one, because that's a contradiction.
Not committed to it. I'm just
you
looking
land.
at it all totality.
I let you land, right? I let your
marriage. In fact, most human beings, men and women, are average. But here's the thing: average women don't want average men. That's something we also have to acknowledge. Like, very few men are out here pumping their chests. Because I'm not LeBron James. I don't have his money. I don't have his height. I would be a fool to think I deserve a body. Do some men believe it or think it? Yeah, but guess what? Life shows them that they don't deserve that kind of woman. So for me, I know most men know where they fall, right? Sure, they may shoot their shot, but they will know that, you know what? Okay, I can shoot my shot, but I don't think I qualify for that kind of woman. But most average women believe average men are below them and they only deserve Chris Brown and Drake every single day.
Back and speak, right? Right. So you contradict. Y'all saying most women don't want these men. Women will admit they don't want most of these men.
No.
Tell me,
leave.
you cut me off.
Address what I said.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay,
So
do you understand the context?
If you triggered, I'll mute. If you triggered, I'll mute. That's what I'll do.
I'm not triggered. I'm just making sure.
I'll mute. Let me know when you want me to talk.
I'm making sure when you mention my name and you mischaracterize me with the left out context that I just articulated, that after you receive that information that was left out, that you can embrace it and understand it, and then you can address it from that angle. Because what we don't want to do is for me to intellectually articulate the left out context, and then you feel to just move past it. No. I want you to feel that what I just said. I want you to understand it. So you can be like, you know what, Darwin, I understand what you said now, bro. I'm glad you said it. Yeah, it is fucked up on both sides. And we've just been looking at it one-sided. For the sake of contact, for the sake of the audience. But I think it's time to figure out how we can meet in the middle and look at the actual problem. It's fucked up on both sides. And I get it. Nobody wants to fucking tee the defense. But right now, this is the way to solve the problem. Everybody dropping the ball on different positions. How can we meet in the middle and figure this shit out? And lately, that's what I've been trying to do. Go ahead.
Right. You're not going to filibuster, and you're not going to cut me off, right, while I'm speaking? So I'm going to make my point again, and I was going to get to your point. Women are saying, majority of these women say they don't like these men. Majority of brothers say they don't like these men either. And you're saying men don't know how to get women. So since you're so good at teaching, how do men get women to like them that don't like them? Tell men how they can do that. Tell all these brothers that you misleading on how they can get women to like them that don't like them. And if you tell a brother that he got to get his bread up, he got to get his height up, he got to get his resources up, he got to get his reputation up, then she really don't like him. She likes what he brings to the table. And that's why most women don't stay loyal to these men, because y'all preaching and misdirecting these men in the wrong direction, telling them they got to do something to get women to like them. When Marcus, Jay Prince, Dope Daddy and you will say that if a woman don't like you for you, she don't like you anyway. She's just using you as a come up with some resources. So again, let me ask you, since you better than me at this, and you saying you being intellectual, how do you get a woman to like you that doesn't like you?
You don't. If she doesn't like you, you just move on. I don't, because honestly, no woman, and for me, you know, it takes a while to come to this conclusion. It takes a while to face the fact that as men, no woman is ever gonna like you just for you. What? Because you're tall. I mean, she's gonna like something about you. Even the same thing goes for men. You're gonna like her either because she has a big booty, she has good hair. You know, I'm a sucker for long black hair, right? So you're gonna like her because she's nice to you, she's kind, she can cook. We are humans, we like things about each other. No one just likes you just because you're a human being, right? So that's number one. Number two, I think the number one thing most men should do is to accept the fact that no woman, maybe your mom, but even then, even your mom is not gonna like you if you're broke. She's not gonna like you if she needs money from you and you can't give it to her. Let's just be honest. So I'm kind of Ali. Ali. Yeah, no woman can ever like a man just for the sake of it. They're gonna like something about you, and the same thing goes for men.
Okay, step one: inquire on why she don't like you. That's step one. Why? Figure out why she don't like you.
That's horrible. You gotta blame yourself for why a woman don't like you.
Let him dig his hole. Let him dig the hole.
Okay, let me finish. If a job doesn't want to hire you, if a job or organization that is employing people does not find your resume attractive enough to put you in a position, what do? Find out why.
The man is the employer.
No. Let him land. Let him land. Because he can't convey the job position to relationships. But go ahead.
It's okay to look at yourself in the mirror whenever the fucking job market bypass your resume and tell you that they're gonna go in a different position. But when a woman bypass your ass, you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror. That's why you niggas are losing. That's why you are losers. You have to.
No. I see what he was trying to do, and he may be right that as a man, if a woman rejects you, look in the mirror. But here's the issue. You guys ready for this? Here's the issue. Usually when a woman rejects a man, they list the reasons why they reject most men. They're not tall enough, they're not dressed well, they don't have a stable career, they don't have the money, you know, they're not providers. They list all those things. But also, we have evidence that when women get all those things, or at least close enough, when women get men who have all those things, for example, Steph Curry, for example, Jeff Bezos, right? For example, Bill Gates, right? Who's this football player? Tom Brady. You know what they usually do? They still get bored. It's still not enough. They go on to have babies with the personal trainers that their rich husbands get for them. Meaning, if Boogie today I get rejected by a woman because I don't make $200,000, and tomorrow I get $200,000, and then another woman rejects me because, okay, I'm not tall enough. For how long should men look in the mirror before they go, you know what? Maybe this is crazy. Maybe I shouldn't play this kind of game. Like, at what point is a woman ever fulfilled? At what point do we look back and be like, you know what? It's not realistic to always tell men, look in the mirror. She rejected you because the problem is you. Maybe, just maybe, women's standards and expectations of men are just ridiculous. Maybe, just maybe.
So look at yourself and figure out, okay, why is the market denying me? Why is the market rejecting me? When a job say they don't want you based on your qualifications, and they say, hey, look, we're looking for somebody who have X, Y, and Z. It's fine and dandy. But when a woman tell you ain't got X, Y, and Z, you don't want to look at that shit. Make it make sense. So the first step is to figure out where the fuck are you dropping the ball at? Where are you unattractive at? Where are you undesirable at? And fix it. Go out and do the work. Ain't nobody coming to save you and hold your hand. Get off your ass and go figure it out.
He's wrong.
So brothers, all the brothers on the panel, make sure we hold each other accountable, because sister said we don't hold each other accountable. If you have to convince a woman to like you, does she like you?
No.
I didn't say anything about convince.
I'm talking to the brothers though. I'm talking to the brothers.
I'm a brother.
No.
Yes. So
I'm a brother.
So is the information that he's pushing out to the community right now, is that good information that he's pushing out, or is that bad information he's pushing out?
That's poison information that he putting out.
What you say, Drew?
That's horrible information.
It's horrible for me to.
We are the employers. The women are the employees.
It's horrible for me to tell men who are being
We're the one
rejected.
with the resources.
Come on, Jay.
Okay,
You got it.
It's horrible for me to tell men who are being rejected and denied to figure out what it is why they're being rejected and denied, why they're catching hell whenever they go out and try to match. It's horrible for me to tell them to look at that and figure out why they're not matching and why they're being rejected.
Yeah,
it's horrible because the things that you're mentioning, the reasons women reject men, other men have those things and they still get rejected. That's why it's horrible advice. Like telling a man go make more money when we have the likes of Steph Curry being disrespected by their wives, the ones who have millions and millions of dollars. It doesn't make sense because, like, are you saying once I get the money, she may marry me, but she's gonna disrespect me like Steph Curry's wife? Like when a man looks like that at that, it's like, oh, is that why I should make more money? So I get disrespected in my own marriage?
I just wanted to be on the record so I understand.
Yeah,
so whenever I clip this shit up and I go react to it in my own channel, I know where to fucking pinpoint the timestamp.
Yeah, that's horrible. You don't
got it.
Require you're not gonna shoot for a 99% from the zone. That's just not how that works. I would only give that particular advice if you're talking about the woman you've actually acquired and there's shifts in your connection. Then that will be a position to where you'd be like, you know, what changed? But you do not talk to a woman that just rejected you. You have not established no rapport with, and be like, why am I missing? You are setting men up for failure.
Think straight. What you're doing is you're taking what I'm trying to imply verbatim, saying, "Hey, look, why did you deny me?" You got to look at it as a way to be sly, so to speak, to be able to get this information. Sort of like what you do whenever you want to discern for a body count. You don't just ask for a body count. You do math in your head. It's mental gymnastics. You inquire about information that's related to her dating history, and you use that information to calculate a particular number in your head, and you go off of that. I'm not saying just go for the juggler and say, "Hey, why did you reject me?"
But that's what you said. I was responding to what exactly you said verbatim. I was not.
True.
I know that. That's why I'm responding the way I am.
Ask them to give us an example. If she say, "I don't like you," how do you go about that?
Okay, so here's the thing. That's one woman, right?
No, stay with that one. We're not going to no other woman.
That's one woman that said it. And let's just say, for the record, just for your example, she actually went out and blatantly said, "I don't like you."
Yeah.
If she's gonna blatantly say, "I don't like you" verbally to your face, I'm 100% back that you can say why.
Okay.
But if she's communicating in a way where she's not directly saying, "I don't like you," then you got to indirectly inquire on why she don't like you.
Okay, so she don't.
But that's horrible advice, right? Because if she doesn't like me, let's say for example, if she doesn't like me because I'm not 6 feet, me asking is not going to make me taller. I'm not running to Turkey to get height emergency surgery to become taller because she says she likes men who are 6 feet tall. Like, I'm not going to do that. Even if she says she only likes men who make $500,000, I'm not going to try to get 10 jobs and hit the lottery because she says she only likes men who make $500,000. So for me, in my opinion, as a man, work on yourself. Like, do the best you can do, but don't do it because you're trying to impress a woman, because it's never going to be enough. If it was enough, all the rich men, all the tall men, all the good-looking men would be married and happy until life do them part. But guess what? That's not what happens.
Her way of indirectly saying "I don't like you" might be she might not respond to text, she might not respond to calls, she might ghost you, or she might stand you up on occasion whenever it's time to meet at a specific location. You can get the indication that she might not like you based off of that. That's an indirect way instead of her verbally saying, "Hey, dude, I don't like you." But if she verbally say, "Hey, I don't fuck with you,"
no, he still has to give us an example.
What's up with me? Like, you get what I'm saying?
She said, you talking about inside of the relationship. We're talking about prior to the relationship when someone doesn't.
No,
like
this is not inside of the relationship. This is the same thing y'all talking about.
You said that you texting all these things. You talking about as if why is a woman texting you if she don't like you? Most of these women ain't gonna let you even get their phone number if they don't like you. You're not making sense. So let's make it make sense. If you approach her, she says she don't find you attractive. How do you get this woman to find you attractive? Can you give me an example?
First of all, if a woman says she don't find you attractive, she just don't find you attractive.
So how do you get her to find you attractive? You said you
But
convinced
here's
her
the
to like
thing.
you.
But here's the thing. You have to convince me that there's a great deal of men who are running into a woman who's verbally communicating.
You're running away from the conversation. You was going
who's
hard.
verbally communicating to, hey, look, I don't find you attractive. You have to convince me that there's a great deal of men that actually want to know why that person at that moment don't find them attractive. For me to say that, for not necessarily that they want to, that they want to actually try to change her mind at that point.
You're not
Because I
answering
would
the
ar-
question.
because
You're
I
not
would
answering-
argue.
You're not answering the question.
I am answering
All
the
this
question.
going to happen. No, you're not. You said
You're
if the person
asking
don't
me.
find you,
You're asking me to show you how.
said you
You're
asked
asking
them
me to show you how somebody would do something that I don't believe they even want to do. I don't believe men are running into women that are verbally saying, I don't fucking find you attractive. And they're going to report back and say, how can I change that bitch mind over there? No, most of the time, these guys are like, fuck it. In worst cases, most of them guys will say, well, fuck you. You ain't shit anyways. I hear that more often than, hey, man, can you tell me how I can go back over there and change her mind? Because she's
So
on the-
you're changing your argument. You told them
No,
that.
I'm
That's
not
why.
changing my.
You're
I
running.
never
No,
agreed.
you are changing
I
your
never.
argument.
No, I'm not. I never agreed that a man
changing it.
is trying to change a woman's argument.
Yes, you
right
did.
on
You
point,
said-
or
you said
her
ask her
level of
why.
attractiveness for you right on point. I never agreed.
I'm sorry, but I've never seen Bruiser Darwin lose so bad. I've never seen him lose so bad in a debate. Oh my God. This is bad. And he said he's going to react to this on his channel. So I can't wait because I need to see how he's going to recover because this is bad.
I don't believe men are trying to on the point, on the spot, at the time of rejecting, trying to flip it. Say, hey, look, how do I make her attractive to me?
They are. They
If
No,
just
she's
you
not
should ask her
attractive to
why.
you,
No,
she
you
not-
just
move on
recommended to the
next. You move on to the next
Bruiser,
joint.
you
I
are
ain't never
right
been
now.
out. I've been in the game, bruh. I ain't never been out in the game and
Hey,
trying
hey,
to get a woman who said to me verbally, hey, look, I don't like you. I don't find you
You
attractive.
you
And then I
you
go try to figure
moonwalking.
out how to flip
Hey,
her and
Bruiser,
say,
you
oh, well, now
moonwalking
they're
away from the
attractive.
question. You moonwalking away from the question, Bruiser.
He
You be
is.
packaging
Okay,
what
how?
you said because you didn't say nothing about what other men would do or what they wouldn't do. You recommended the men to ask her why so they can convince her different. So I'm
Mhm.
asking you again. You told the men to ask her why. They didn't say they'd ask her why. You just said in general, men
Well,
wouldn't
my
even
words
ask.
were clear.
Can you
I'm
let me?
talking
Can you
about
let? Can you let me?
if
Can
you
you let me?
receive a
Can you let me?
pattern, a
Can you let me
consistent
land? No,
pattern
you
of
didn't. That's
being
not what you said.
rejected
That's
and
not what you
denied
said.
and
He's
That's
ignored.
not
losing.
what you
Those were my
said.
words.
So let me just
What
make
you're
a
doing
statement.
is you're
Let me make
pigeonholing
a
the words
statement.
that
Let me
I'm
make
saying.
let me
He
let me
can't
make
even let Ali talk. Darwin, I'm just going to go off the whim and say that for this debate or for this panel, he wasn't ready. I think because I've never seen him lose this bad. If I'm going to be honest, this is bad, honestly, because he's good at debating and making arguments and things like that, making good points. But this was bad. Anyway, shout out to Latif, Ali, and everybody on the panel. Maybe tonight they will have a podcast that they can join because yesterday they didn't have one, so that's why you didn't see nothing. But anyway, let's go to the next video. Yeah, let's do this one. Guys, like the video. Happy Thanksgiving if you do celebrate. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go.
I think that we are better together than we are apart.
I have 3 questions for you. How many kids do you have? How old is your youngest daughter? And how many baby mamas do you have?
It's a little bit personal.
Dang, Shorty got mad questions. I got,
a little personal.
right back. But it has to have a point to it. I got 3 kids, 2 baby mamas. My youngest is 10 months.
Okay. Are you with the youngest? Well,
Yeah.
well, is the youngest a girl or a boy?
Girl.
Okay. And you're with her now?
Yeah.
Okay. Putting it in the back of my mind.
Yeah. I've always, and even when I wasn't with my the first one, my first baby mother, I got full custody of my child, which was my first daughter.
Okay.
So only 17% of men are granted with full custody. I just happen to be in that 17%. So I was one of those single fathers that actually had my daughter full time.
So it's rare.
So I love women.
So if you were to go back and you had to be with that first baby mama, what would you say to you?
What would I say to myself?
That question you asked us. You don't you ask us.
So one, I would say that I like my life now, so I wouldn't do anything differently. Because if I did anything differently, I wouldn't have my daughter. Since you're asking like a parent question. So truthfully, I wouldn't do anything differently. My life is beautiful now. I live an amazing life. But let's say like if I'm just looking in the past and like back then, I wanted to have a traditional relationship, then yeah, I would tell my younger self, you excused a lot of red flags, but you shouldn't have excused those red flags. You should have dated someone else. Yeah, it'd be just date a holding chick.
So if you could change anything, you wouldn't. You would prefer to not be in the house growing up with your daughter.
Wait, say that again?
So you would.
No, I said that if currently right now, I wouldn't change anything because I love my life.
Well, I'm saying like the two-parent household aspect.
Yeah.
So you had the ability to be in a two-parent household, but you didn't want to do that because you like the life you have now. But if you could go back to having one child because it's your first baby mom, you're still choosing to not be in a whole, family household. So you're still like, is she a single mom?
Who?
Your first baby mom.
No, she's in a relationship.
Well, I mean, it's also not you in the house. So like, I don't know how you necessarily feel about that. Cause kind of just going based off like what we talked about earlier.
So, well, I got full custody of my daughter. So she wasn't being raised by another man.
Okay.
That's the difference. Like
So
my
what
daughter
about-
wasn't being raised in a home with another man.
So does she live with you?
Once again, I had my daughter once we broke up. Yeah.
So then what about her being raised with her mother? You know what I'm trying to say?
Statistically, good question though. Good question. I think that personally, it is best for children to be raised with the mother and the father. Reasons being behind it is because not just because it's traditional, but I think it's good for the development of children. Because if you look at like the dynamic between mothers and fathers, mothers, they're very nurturing. Like if you do something, like say if you're playing a sport, right? You're playing soccer and you lose the game, your mother is gonna love you like if you won the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So, but the father is not really gonna do the same. It's gonna be like, oh, you can do better, right?
Yeah, the father is gonna pick you up. Like fathers let kids fall and hurt themselves, I think, to build that mental strength. Whereas mothers tend to be like, oh my God, my son, come here. Then she gives him a hug. Then she tries to clean the wound quickly. But the father will be like, go back out there and play, like go do the tough shit. So I think that balance is what he's talking about, where the mother brings in the emotional side and then the father brings in the mental strength, mental toughness. I think that's a good dynamic.
So when we're looking at human beings and the development of our minds, and if we're looking at how to avoid anxiety and how to avoid depression, well, that's where the mother and the father comes in. Because what is depression? Depression is thinking about the past. So as children, when you experience adversities and you have your mother there that's going to love you regardless, you're not going to worry about the past because your mother is there for you to say, don't forget about that. I love you regardless. The father, though, what does he help out with? He helps out with you to not experience anxiety, which is dwelling on the future. So like if you're experiencing adversity or like you lose a game, most children are going to be thinking like, darn it, I lost that game. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm this, I'm that. Like now I got a game next week. I'm probably going to lose that. You start to like dwell on the future and it creates anxiety. You're anxious for that next game. The father gives you a plan for the future. So like, hey, instead of coddling you, hey, this is what you did wrong. This is what you can do better.
Yes,
so this is why I truly think that is very two children being raised in a two-family home is what's best. But statistically speaking, single father homes do just as good as two-parent homes when it comes to the development of children. But single mother homes do worse than single father homes, and they do worse than two-parent homes.
I totally agree with what you said about the mom and dad. That's why I asked.
So like, that's kind of where my question came from originally. I just wanted to know, like, if you could change it, would you rather have your child grow up in a 2-parent household with her parents, you know?
Well, okay. So
I think that's everyone's. I think for the most people would rather be with the person they created a baby with. Now, obviously, we live in the age of, you know, I can do whatever I want. I can be out here getting my cheeks clapped, and you know, I don't care about being with a man. And then some men obviously don't want to be fathers. They just want to, you know, give out pipe every day, and they don't care to be fathers. But I think majority of people, or you know what, maybe I should take that back, because I think most people who have sex don't have sex to have kids. I'm going to be honest. I think most people who have sex for fun. Now, the woman gets pregnant along the way, but their plan wasn't to have a baby. The baby just comes around, and then the woman doesn't want to do an abortion, or maybe she wants to keep the baby because she thinks if she keeps the baby, the man will stay. But I think these days, in my own honest opinion, most people who have babies, but they didn't plan it. They were just trying to clap them cheeks, have fun, and then they got pregnant.
One, I wouldn't change anything because I happen to just be that exception, and I have my daughter, so my daughter's being raised pretty good. But let's say if I wanted to, because it's not a traditional relationship.
Right.
Like once you have a mixed family, it's no longer traditional, right? A traditional family is one man, one woman. You have a family, you get together. That chick wasn't promiscuous. That man wasn't out there doing that. It's traditional. And that relationship, it is the highest probability for success, right? So if I wanted that, yeah, I would do everything differently. I would choose an entirely different woman. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my question.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Do you think your worth is less because you have 2 baby mamas?
As a man?
Mhm.
No.
Why not? If a
No,
woman
my
has
worth
2
isn't
baby
less.
daddies, is her worth like? Say
No,
you're
her worth
trying
isn't
to
less.
say you're trying to get with someone, and you find out.
Oh,
she
that's
has
the question, though.
2 baby.
So that's different.
2 baby daddies. Are you gonna look at her like, oh, you got 2 baby daddies?
That's a different question, though. So if you're saying that, do I feel that a woman's worth is less if she has 2 baby fathers? Her worth isn't less. But in the dating marketplace, her worth is less.
What about you?
In the dating marketplace, yeah, because most women would prefer that the man doesn't have a child, but it is still a difference, though, right? It's still a difference. So, for an example, say I have 2 kids. Say we both have 2 kids, right? If I'm out in a dating marketplace, the woman that I'm dating, I'm not expecting the woman that I'm dating to ever protect and provide for my children. But difference is, if you have 2 children and you're in a dating marketplace, you are expecting at some point and in some degree for that man that you're taking serious to protect and provide for your children.
That's true. Even if some single moms try to say, "Oh no, I'm out here dating, but my kids don't need a father. Their father takes care of them very well. I'm just here dating. I don't care for a man to provide for my kids." But eventually, if they get serious with someone and they move into the same house and she has custody of the kids, the man has to provide for those kids eventually, especially because he's going to meet the kids, especially if they get serious. So when you hear a single mom talk about, "I don't need another man to take care of my kids," well, if you're going to be serious and you guys at some point going to live together in the same house with the kids, he cannot escape providing for those kids, right? Yet, for most times, men who have kids and take care of their own kids, they're already going to be the providers, so they don't expect the woman coming in to provide for their kids. He's right. Now, let's see what the women say, because women usually don't like that type of rationale.
Maybe some women, but not me.
See?
I mean,
Hold
I
it.
think that
You
boils
will.
down. I think
You
that
will.
boils down to like,
Because
if
think
you
about it,
have-
if you expect your man to like
I have a man
protect
and I
and
have a
provide for
son,
you,
but I don't expect my man to do anything outside of be my man.
Yeah, but eventually when you and the new man move into the same house, you guys get serious. At some point, you're going to introduce that man to your kid, to your son, to your kids, whatever. Guess what? When you are throwing a birthday party for your son and you invite your new boyfriend over, you expect him to bring something. Even if you claim you don't want him to take care of your son because the son has his own father, takes care of him. If you guys get serious, by default, he has to take care of your son at some point. Let's say you guys get married. Now, if you don't have full custody, but even if you don't have full custody, on the days your son comes to see you, your son comes to your house, guess who's paying the bills in your house? It's probably the new man. So by default, the new man, the stepfather, he's going to have to pay to be a stepfather at some point. So I don't know why women always claim they're the exception, and because they have kids, they don't need a man to take care of their kids. But eventually, by default, it happens.
My son doesn't need a father.
See?
Although my baby dad and I were not together,
Okay.
I still have a good co-parent.
So if you're in a relationship with, so
Like
you're
my
currently
son
in a
has
relationship.
a father, and I don't expect my man to be my son's father.
Got it. So let's say if
happens.
the father wasn't doing his job, his biological father, and you were in a pickle, you were in a situation, and
That's still not his responsibility.
It's not, but he's your man.
You saying that it's not his responsibility to help you
It's
and
not
your child.
It's not his responsibility to take on the responsibility of my child. I have
Okay,
a
so
child.
you would never expect your man
I'm
to
not-
take care of your child ever.
I mean, if he does that, great.
But you
I
won't
love the
expect
help.
it.
I'm not going to expect you to take care of a kid
That's
that's,
fair.
not
That's fair.
yours.
I would say that most women do expect it though.
Yeah.
I've interviewed over 700 women, and a lot of them was single mothers, and they do expect the man at some point in time, because your relationship is fresh, 7 months, right?
Mhm.
So at some point in time in a relationship, whether if it's 2 years or 5 years, some point they expect that the man that they're sleeping with and have them provide for little Billy.
Hmm. I
But
could
it could
agree.
be like paying for food, taking them, driving them somewhere. He's doing something. Like if y'all living together, he's doing something to take care of Billy, protect and provide for Billy too.
Yeah.
Think about it. If someone break into the house, well, hey baby, I'll protect you. Little rascal, get over there, man. Help yourself. Like you gonna be like, what? You look at him as evil. So I think that if you peel the layer back, maybe not now because your relationship is fresh, but like if you look in the future, you would have these expectations for your man in regards to your child.
I mean, that's common sense. It just happens naturally. Even if we flipped it, even if it's Boogie and I have my kids and I'm dating a woman, I don't expect her to play mother to my kids because they got their own mother. But eventually, if I get serious with a woman and the kids live with me and she's at my house and she's gonna cook, guess what? She's not gonna just cook for me. She's also gonna make food for my kids. So it happens naturally that she's gonna be taking care of the kids like the mother. She's gonna play the motherly role in the kids' life. It just happens naturally.
It's like you wouldn't be a good mother if you didn't actually.
I honestly can't even speak on that perspective.
So I don't
because
actually blame y'all for expecting that.
I can't speak on that perspective because my son has a great father. So I don't.
Yeah, but hypothetically,
I mean, yeah, if it comes down to like a life or death situation, I want my man to protect the house. And if my kid is in the house, then that's included in that. But
yo, Ease was popping.
All right, man. This was a good Thanksgiving stream. I'll be back tomorrow or maybe tonight. If Lapif has a stream tonight, I'll join it. Hopefully they do. But if not, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I may do 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. I was supposed to do 8 p.m. Eastern today, but I got other things to do. That's why today's stream is so short. But I'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Yeah. So guys, like the video as you're heading out. Thank you for the people who joined me today. Shout out to Lawrence. Shout out to Miss Miriam. And everybody. Chris, I see you. And everybody who's watching. Some of you are very quiet in the chat. All right. So I'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Road to 10,000 subscribers. And until next time, peace.